Hey guys, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Trainer. A little different camera set. Got one of the pinyon trees behind me. And we're not driving and we're not carrying on as far as going down the road, but I figured I'm killing time. I got to go to the park and work with a dog aggression problem. Dog by the name of Bane. Bane is out of my breeding. He's chip off the old block. He is just like Arrow. And if you know anything about breeding, you throw the crapshoot and a certain polywog gets to the egg and you got a replica of his dad. But there's a lot more to that. I've told you how many times before. A dog is a product of two things: environment and breeding, right? Environment was very similar to what happened with his dad. The person that got Bane got into dog training and got into teaching behaviors and has this dog doing all kinds of things. This dog has got a vocabulary through the roof. So my theory is that it's basically you're flooding the dog with too damn much, right? You're not letting a dog be a dog. All you're getting into is teaching the dog behaviors, and you think that that's what it really makes a dog. And I've got Legend that just came through and a professional trainer that I'm working with this one. This gentleman has kind of been hanging around the professional trainers crowd, building the dog Bane, Dutch Shepherd, 2 years old, out of my breeding. He's been bred with Rocks and with Arrow. And so he turned out a lot like his dad, and the same problem. It's basically a relationship dynamic that is improper, and if he would have done the right things the right time, he would have never had this dog grow into a monster. This dog's bit him 4 times. He's finally coming back to me saying, "Can you take the dog? I can't deal with this anymore." And so there is a certain amount of genetic predisposition, propensity of the dog in the genetics, but a real dog man would never have this happen. Like Buddy doesn't show me any of this because I handle him the right way. I've got half a dozen people out there with my puppies that I get nothing but positive reports from. They love the dogs. There's no problems at all. There's a certain aspect of it. How many times have I said dog's a product of two things: environment and his breeding, right? Environment is really the way you treat him, what you do with him. And it's not all heel, sit, down, stay. It's not all behaviors. It's your interaction with the animal and letting the dog be a dog. This dog has not been allowed to be a dog as much as he should have. And he didn't even desensitize the dog towards getting his feet handled, getting petted, having camaraderie between him and the dog, where he's always been kind of worried about it because he knows my history of my dog. He knows Arrow, he's seen the videos, and he's getting into studying, learning, and growing. He's done a great job with Bane, don't get me wrong, but because he doesn't know the full dynamic of building that house and the full dynamic of a dog. I mean, this is what's important, when you get to a real dog man, somebody like Leos, I can't say his last name, never can, but there's several real dog men out there that I really have a lot of respect for because they understand the true dynamic of a dog, the dog psychology. And it's not just heel, sit down, stay. It's not just all this stuff you see on Instagram with these kids doing these luring type of behaviors, and they think in their mind that getting the dog to do heel, sit down, stay and teaching it behaviors is what dog training is all about. It is so far from the truth, it's not even funny, right? You have to understand the full dynamic of a dog, psychologically wise, what fulfills his psychological needs, what makes him, and how do you take that puppy with good genetics? I mean, you want to start out with good genetics, and you mold and you shape that dog to be a strong dog. So when he gets done, that dog has got some, that is only done with people that have been around dogs long enough to really understand. They're dog men, more so than a dog trainer, okay? There's so much of being affected by this Instagram bullshit as far as I'm concerned, okay? Where these kids are watching their little films and they got a little clip and they think that means that dog's a well-trained dog because the dog's doing this behaviors, okay? What's in that dog's head? I just got done with a professional trainer. I won't mention his name, but he brought me a dog that he's been doing this with, and the dog was a leaking dog. In other words, the dog had a high energy outflow and just totally whining for everything. And some of this is environment. Some was caused by the owner because he's not getting treated right. There's a lot of dynamics, and that dynamic between the relationship between the owner and the dog is what creates that dog. The neurosis, the neurotics of a dog with a neurotic dog, most of the time it's because the person doesn't know what they're doing and understanding the psychological makeup of what makes a dog tick, okay? And it's so much more than just heel, sit down, stay, and luring. Luring gives us the tools we need to create the behaviors we do. But if you keep a dog in luring all the time and that's his only world and all he's seeing is your hand and waiting for the food, where's that dog's head at? In the work. I'm always saying that. Where's the dog's head at in the work, right? That's the problem. Okay, you're not letting the dog. That's why I just found out this last weekend when I went to that Canine Street League trial that they've got a nickname for me. They call me Mr. Environmental because I'm always accenting the environment, right? That is one of the biggest critical development stages of a dog, is giving him that environmental and using agility and using the environment to build confidence and all the other things that come with letting a dog be a dog. It's not just heel, sit down, stay. It's not just behavior, guys. And I'm trying to tell people this, and that I get kind of a pushback. You know, these kids living on Instagram and that's all they see, and they want to praise each other, and it's all about clicks, and it's how many people are getting clicks. There's one trainer up here that got taken off of Instagram, and he had really high numbers, right? And he went out and he created another video, and he's Mr. Clickbait is what I call him. He's pretty good at figuring out how to get a lot of attention, even from the negative. And he understands that negative is just as good as positive, right? In the world of the online shit, right? So he gets negative, and then boom, his numbers went up through the roof. And my friend of mine, this trainer that's on Instagram, he's telling me, you should see his numbers, man. He just went through the roof because he got one of his videos went viral, and so people love to see car crashes. I mean, it blows my mind. It really does. That's why I really, in my heart, hate Instagram. I hate what it's created, especially in these young kids that want to watch it and they think that's everything. What I do is on YouTube, and I live a little bit on the internet because all my whole emphasis, if you think about it, is all about education. It's about trying to teach you, about get you to learn and grow. That's what feeds me, right? So if I only get 50 to 150 my numbers are low, I don't care. Could I name it better? Could I say Dutch Shepherd in the description, and that'll get me attention? Aggressive Dutch Shepherd. Oh, that'll get me a lot of attention. In fact, a friend of mine told me this behavior problem I got going on with Bane, that I should mention that in my title, and I'll get a lot more numbers. See where his head's at? I don't give a shit about the numbers. I care about you guys learning and growing. And when it happens and I finally get some people that notice me and realize that I may not have bells and whistles, I may not have digital magic and all the sound and everything, but I've got something to give you if you pay attention, right? And my yakking is a little bit too long. We're being conditioned, whether you realize or not, humans are being conditioned to get into just little short clips, TikTok. Right? Now my brain only wants to go for a small little segment of time, and if it's any more than a length of time, I can't handle it, and I got to get out of here, and I got to go bounce to something else, right? Imagine what the teachers are going through. They're trying to get that attention from the kid in school, and they can't get his attention to sit still for any length of time because the kid's been conditioned because of the internet to go click, 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 click. I feel sorry for the teachers nowadays, right? Your attention span's going to hell in a handbasket. You don't know how to sit down and pay attention long enough to learn something. And you can't handle staying any more than, 2 minutes? What's your TikTok videos, right? That's what's being created. You understand what the internet is creating? It's really screwing up our society overall. And it makes it hard. Your kids don't want to learn. Morals are going to hell in a handbasket. Morals, ethics, a sense of respect for authority. It's all going right out the window because of the internet, right? Because of all this stuff, violence in videos and all this stuff. It's programming our kids from a young age to have a different perspective and thought pattern. And you don't even realize it. So what you do is you go grab the kid a tablet, and you stick a tablet in his face, and now he's getting babysitted by the tablet. What kind of values are you teaching him when you're doing that, right? None, right? The internet's his value. And then you wonder why your kids have problems when they grow up. A little off topic, guys. I know I took it from dog training to something else, but it just irritates the hell out of me. The internet of today is just a pain in the ass because it really is ruining our society. It's affecting us a lot more than people realize. And unless you pull your head out of your ass, you're going to have a kid that doesn't have any values, no ethics, no nothing, and he grows up and he becomes a criminal, and you wonder why. All right? Who failed him? You did. Right? And religion used to be mine as my saving grace. I never became real religious, but I had enough of an imprint that I understood good and bad and the values. Don't lie, don't cheat, be good to your fellow man. All the things the Bible teaches you, right? There was a reason. We're losing our religion nowadays too. And without religion, all those morals and everything's go right out the friggin' window. We don't have it anymore. We don't have any more grounding, right? We don't have that grounding baseboard that allowed us to grow up and be good people and to treat each other with respect and appreciate not being cruel to your fellow man, right? But it is what it is. All right, I'll get off of this one. I'm yakking too long, and I'm kind of got off subject. So we'll come back to dog training the next time you see me. You guys have a good day. Mark Ferrasci, ProTech Dog Training, signing off.